Hello, this is Steve Lassiter, and I want to share with you the Smartboard lesson plan template that we have here today. The first thing that you would want to do is to fill in your name, particularly your first and last name, the grade level that you teach, which would obviously be third grade. The subject would be reading, and the lesson title would obviously be a lesson title that is inclusive of reading comprehension and the Smartboard interaction. Here you'll find the words relevant standards, and you would place any relevant curriculum or content standards here. Particularly to North Carolina, you would write down the North Carolina Standard Course of Study objective. You would also possibly include the new Common Core standards or the essential standards here. Your learning objective is basically you're going to list what the students will be able to do after the lesson. So in some districts, SIOP is used, the Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol, or you could basically write in this area exactly what you want your students to be able to complete at the conclusion of the lesson. In this section labeled assessment, you're going to write down the evidence that you will know that the learning objective has been met. So you would basically write down how you're going to assess that your students understand the learning objective that you're trying to teach. In the second portion of the template, you will see where it says slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and slide 4. Of course, you can have more slides than 4, but for the purpose of our lesson template here, we've only got 4 slides that we would use. And basically in each slide, you will write out your text for your content, graphics, any activities, games, videos, and other elements that needed to be included on that particular slide. So in this lesson plan template, we're taking it step by slide. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and slide 4. Below your slide numbers, you're going to fill in your procedure. How will you introduce the lesson, present the main components of the lesson, and conclude the lesson? So in here, you would include any explanation of how your lesson is interactive. How is your lesson interactive in terms of reading comprehension and using the Smartboard? So here you would detail out exactly what you're going to do and what you're going to teach and share with your students in conjunction with your slides. So again, in this particular area, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and slide 4, you're going to talk about the content of what you're going to put on those slides to share with your students. Finally, in your template, you're going to be sure that you're able to assess and identify the tools that you're going to need in the lesson. For example, here you see floating tools. The headings are floating tools. Will you include it? Yes or no. And any type of relevant configuration settings or notes that you may need to write. So will you need the Smartboard pen? You would fill in yes or no, or any relevant notes related to using the pen. Will you use the highlighter? Will you use the eraser? Will you have to use right click, the keyboard, notebook software, undo, create a pen, line, or shapes? So these are just a few that you will be able to use. And of course you won't have to fill in that you're going to use each and every one of them, but you certainly want to be sure that you are making sure that you're able to assess what types of things you will need to implement your lesson in terms of using the Smartboard. Also, for more pieces that you will use here, shape recognition, magic pen, magnifier, recorder, screen shade, spotlight, pointer, welcome center, screen capture, area capture. And finally, you will see here full screen capture, freehand capture, and printing if those things are necessary. So you're going to look at all of these things and these components. You may want to first, as you complete the template, you may want to actually practice using the Smartboard and seeing actually what things you will definitely need as you go through and use for your lesson plan template. So this is our Smartboard lesson plan template, and I hope you have found this portion useful to help you further create your interactive reading comprehension lesson in Smartboard. Thank you.